then I'll stay student. Okay, so we're going to begin with Microsoft Word. To open Microsoft Word is a text. Microsoft Word is a word processing software. A word processing software. So they can tell you to open the word processing software of your choice. So you're going to open Microsoft Word. So I'll click on Start. When I click on Start now, I will just type I'll just type Word. If you type Word, automatically you see Microsoft Word. I'm using 2021. So it has opened. This Microsoft Word it has opened. First thing, you click on blank document. So this is Microsoft Word right now. The task is that we should type this information and work on it. So they say figure 1 is a story. It's a story. Type and enclose in a frame. Your task is to type, edit, and format the text as requested. So just give me some time. I'm going to type this thing now with the speed of light, and we're going to make it to be like this. You see, right? Perfect. So the first thing is that you need to know how to type. I always advise my students that when you go in, I would like you to do Microsoft Word first. You see, right? Type it first. Type the work first because it is long. You see? So red line on the line means that wrongly spelled. Blue line means the grammar is not correct. Let us read the grammar and see. He looked back at the tortoise and cried out. The word is correct, but is it grammatically correct? No. So it's supposed to be what? Out. You see? So blue on the line or green on the line means grammar, while red on the line means wrongly spelled. Perfect. Now we have typed our work right. Next thing, launch your word processor installed on your PC and type in the text in figure 1 above. We have typed right. Yes. Next question. Describe the easiest way to count words in the text. Hence, state the number of words in the story. Look down. How do we know the number of words inside here? Look down here. Are you seeing? Yes. They automatically counted. How many words are there? 223. 223 words. Automatically, if I add another word like I, you see, it has added right. Yes. I love you. You see, perfect. You see, right? Automatically, it's counting down here. You see, right? Yes. If I click now here, look up. If I click now here, it shows me how many pages have I used. 1. How many words are there? 200. How many characters are there? 1010 characters. How many spaces? 1229. How many paragraphs? 5. How many lines? 14. Perfect. So they ask you that, how many lines have you used? Is there? How many paragraphs? How many this? You see, right? Close. Here, this one I press. Look up. Down here, are you seeing? This one I press. If I press here, it just comes word count. You see, right? So it's clear, right? Simple. No, just one click. Just one click back. It goes. Not back. Next question. Separate the text within the 3 paragraphs into 2 columns. Separate the text within the 3 main paragraphs in column 2. If I want to now indent every paragraph, I'll click in front here. You see, I want to indent this one, right? And then now, this is my keyboard. Are you seeing this button called tab? Yes. If I click here and I click on tab, it indents. I'll click here and then I click on tab. If I click here and click on tab, you see, right? That's how it works. 1. If I click twice, it will go 2 times. Tab is a longer space. See, right? So I'll undo it. You can undo your work, right? You can redo your work. So now, but and the paragraph, I don't know how I don't know the size. So let us just read these questions step by step, and we'll see what they'll tell us to do. The next thing is that they've told us to separate the text within the 3 main paragraphs into 2 columns. Okay. Where are the 3 main paragraphs? 1, 2, 3, right?
Yes, sir.
1, 2, 3. Now should how many columns? I told you how to highlight yesterday, right?
Yes, sir.
You take your mouse, you can put it right at the end, right? Click and hold, and then you drag all up. You see, right? It's not really showing, but let me show you how it works here. I've selected my text, right?
Yes,
Now I want to put it on 2 columns. I'll now come to layout. Are you seeing home, insert, design, and layout?
Yes, sir.
I'll click on layout, and then I'll click on what? Columns. Are you seeing columns?
Yes,
They
sir.
said 2 columns, right?
Yes.
I'll click this arrow that's pointed. I'll click it, and then how many columns?
2 columns.
These are 2 columns. But
Wow.
it has happened in how many columns now?
2
2 columns.
What the hell?
That is how it works. I'll do it again. So I'll undo it. I'll press this button to go back to where it was.
Yes, sir.
So I'll highlight, which you cannot see from there, and then I'll click on layout. It was over on home. I'll click on layout. I'll click on columns, and I'll click on
2.
back. It now goes on 2 columns. The next thing, justify the text in the columns and increase the line space to 1.5. 1.15, right? So they say we should justify. What is the meaning of justify? What should we justify? Justify the text in the columns. So I'll still select all the text in the columns, right? And I want to justify. To justify, you click on home. I'll click on home, right?
Yes, sir.
Are you seeing clipboard?
Yes.
Are you seeing font?
Yes.
Are you seeing paragraphs? Under the paragraph tab, I will now come to this one that is like a square. What have they written there?
Justify.
What have they written there?
Justify.
What if they tell you that you should align right? You click onto this one, right?
Yes.
What if they tell you to center? If they tell you to align left. Now I've told but to what? Justify, right?
Yes, sir.
So I'll click here and it will justify. Have you seen what has happened there?
Yes.
It has become, see, this is how it's normally, right? To justify now, you will put it to be, you will balance it. Let it fit in a very, very romantic way. Yes. So,
Okay, sir.
yes. Yes. It has been justified, right? It has been justified. Look up. Now, so they say we should also increase the line spacing to what? 1.1. It is still highlighted. Just I cannot see. I'm still highlighting it. I've still highlighted. I'm still selecting all the text. You see, right? They say I should increase the line spacing to 1.1. Under this paragraph tab, I will click. Are you see this arrow pointing up and pointing down?
Yes, sir.
I'll click on it. And they say I should do it to 1.1.
5.
I'll click on 1.1.
5.
It has now increased the line spacing. Let us increase it to 3. You see how it did, right? 2.5, 2.0, 1.5, and 1.1. I'll click it there. It has balanced it. It has increased the line spacing. The next thing, number 5, bold, center, and apply a font size of 16 to the title. How many things should we do to the title? Bold, number 1,
Center.
number 2, and then the font size of 16. So the first thing is that I will select the header. You cannot see it, but I'm selecting it. I've selected the header. The first thing that I want to make it to be bold, I'll click on home, and you're seeing fonts, right?
Yes.
Under the font tab, are you seeing B?
Yes.
B means bold. You said that they become bold, right?
Yes, sir.
Just hold on. This paragraph. I'll undo it back. I'll undo it. So I want to make the title to be bold, right?
Yes, sir.
I will select it, and then I'll click on home, and then under the font tab, I'll click on bold. What did they tell you that I should make it to be italics? Italics is this one. It's slanted a bit, right?
Yes, sir.
What did they tell you to underline? U. See, right?
Yes, sir.
So U is for underline, I is for italics, and B is for.
Bold.
But they told us just to make it bold. So it's like that. What is the next thing? They say I should put it to the center. I'll click on home and I'll go to paragraph. I'm still highlighting this one. And then now I'll click on
Center.
Yes.
one time. See right? Center. You see, so I'll do it again. I want to make it to be centralized. I'll highlight it all. I'm on home. Under the paragraph tab, I'll click on center. It has put it to the center automatically. If I wanted to put it to the right, left, justify, center. You actually see right? Perfect. Now, what is the next thing? They say that apply a font size of what? 16. So I'll highlight all. It's still selected, just like I cannot see. I'll click on home, and then I'll click on. Are you seeing this? Are you seeing this is the font type, and this is the font size. If they say change the font type, type means handwriting. I'll click, but here on this arrow, these are different handwriting. They can tell you to put the font type to Times New Roman. I'll select Times New Roman. But I've not told us about font type, right?
Yes.
So I'll just allow it. They've taught the font size. Select it to what? 16. I'll come now select. I see it's getting big. But I'm selecting but what?
16.
Simple. I've selected 16. That is that. And then now, the next thing. Select the story text and apply serif font of size 11. Okay, so that serif is a font type. So to change the handwriting of the text to serif, that's what I think that should do. So what I'll do is that I'll select all my text as usual, just that you cannot see. I'll click on home, and under here I'll look for what? Serif. I can scroll down to look for serif, but it will be too long. I can just click here, delete it with my keyboard. Okay, so I can just click here and I'll delete what is there, and I write here what? Serif. How do you spell it, the serif? Serif.
S-E-R-I-F.
Serif is not in my computer. So it is possible that they can tell you to select a font that does not exist inside your program. You put your hand up and then tell them that you have not seen serif in your own. You see right? Perfect. So if I look down here, I'm not seeing. Are you seeing serif? There is no serif. There is no serif, right? So if you find a font type that I've told you to put and it's not in your computer, don't panic. Call them. Tell them that it's not there. You see, right? They'll tell you what to do. Perfect. So let us just take, for example, that they told to do it to us. Maybe Roboto slap. You see, right? So Roboto slap. We have changed the font type to Roboto slap. Perfect. And then they said I should apply the font size to what? 11. So I'm still highlighting all what is there. It's still highlighted. I can do it again. Yes. Highlight it. And now the font size is what? It's already 11. So I'll do it to 11. The next one. Insert a drop cap for the first letter of the first paragraph. Where is the first paragraph?
There.
This one, right?
Yes.
This is the first paragraph, right? What is a drop cap? Now, I want you to see. See. What is a drop cap? I'll highlight the first letter and I'll click on insert. Insert now. I'm looking. Am I seeing anything like drop cap here? No. I'm not seeing any drop. But it's a drop cap here, see?
Okay, yes, sir.
Under insert, right? I'll go right to the end. Under text. You see text, right?
Yes, sir.
And then I'll look. There's an A that is on top, some lines that are something here.
Yes, sir.
This A, right?
Yes,
This
sir.
small A that is standing straight. When I put my mouth there, I see add a word. Drop cap. They told you add a drop cap on that first letter. I'll click here. I can now select this drop cap. They said that the drop cap be what? A drop cap, the first paragraph. I'll now click drop. They can tell you to make the drop cap to be drop or what? In margin. But not select the one that is drop. If I click there now, you'll see now. It has made it to be that's a drop cap. So that's the drop cap. You see, right? So yes. Yeah, it's like the Bible. That's how the Bible is. The best book in the world. That's a drop cap. The next thing is that insert an image, the image hare and tortoise found on the desktop at the start of the third paragraph of your text. So there's where is the start of the third paragraph? This 1, 2, 3, right? At the start of the third paragraph, I think this is it. Now should put an image on this. Insert an image. Yes, the name of the image is hare and tortoise. And they say that image is on the desktop. Look how I'm going to insert that image. In our image is our folder, right?
Yes.
So we'll select our own from our folder. So I'll click in front of the third paragraph. I'll click on what? Insert. They say insert what? Pick. So I'll click on pick. From this
Device.
it opens. Now the picture is already on the desktop. Inside is my folder called Atom Care. I'll double click and this is the picture that I want to put there. Picture 1. And I will click on what?
Insert.
That is the picture. Let me do it again. So I'm going to click here and delete the picture. They say at the beginning, okay, you want to see how I deleted it? To delete it, this is my keyboard, right? If I want to delete the picture, I'll click on the picture. When I click on the picture, are you seeing that it has been highlighted? It means that now anything I'm doing will happen to that picture. If I just click on delete see, it goes. See. Okay, so they say I should put a picture at the beginning of the third. I'll click at the beginning of the third paragraph. I'll click on insert, and I'll click on what? Pictures. The picture is from my. If the picture is online, you click but they cannot tell you to do something online because there's never data in Cameroon. So the picture is on this device. So I'll click on this. I'll hold it on the desktop, right? I'll click on desktop. In this question, the requirement was that you could just see the picture here on the desktop, but I'll only see our folder. So I'll click here, and first of all, I'll double click here to open, and I will now click here, and I'll click on what? Insert. It comes. If I want to reduce the size, if I put my mouse at the corner, I'll click here first to be highlighted. So I'll click the picture. The picture is now selected. I will now put my mouse at the end. I think my mouse will now change into one arrow that is up and down. If I click and hold, I'm clicking, I'm holding, I'm left clicking and I'm holding. I'll just drag it up. It becomes smaller. If I want the picture to be smaller inside, you see, right? I'll first of all select the picture. I'll click on it. It's selected, right? Now it's selected. I'll put my mouse at any of the ends. If I put my mouse at the end, I see that the mouse has just changed. Now I'm not clicking. If I remove my mouse, I'm clicking now. I'm not clicking. Look, see. I'm not clicking. My mouse is just on top. It's steady on top. If I move my mouse, you see that the sign changes, right? If I put it back here, it changes. When it changes, that means that it is now at the point where I can reduce my picture. I will now click there and hold. I'm clicking now. Left click, hold it, and I'll just drag it up. See, I'll drag it up. See, to where I want. Now, wait, just be steady so that it will not go upside down. And then I'll leave it. It's good. It's good. So, I've inserted a picture. Then the next. You do not see the starting of that thing. The next thing is that save your work as tax 1 in your working directory. Directory is folder. So now notice that even though we have done everything, look at that line of morale, the last line. Morale is supposed to be in bold, right? So I'll highlight morale, put it in bold, and then we omitted that source. We just want everything to be the same. Control P. So in the question, this part down here is in bold. So I'll select it and I'll click on bold, and then now there's something under called source. Source, and then I'll put the website there. HTTP. What's the meaning of HTTPS? And then now I'll put my double backslash, and I'll put www.kidsworld.com /short stories, and then underscore hair and toys .php, like that. And then now they have slanted, they have put it in italics. It's like that now, and they underlined it. Ignore it. That's how it is. They have not underlined it all. Okay, they have not underlined source. So I'll click back on you here.
I like it.
See, that's it. Now this is not all what they can ask you in Microsoft Word. Even though we have finished that year, right? They can ask you to put a watermark, as people were talking about watermark. That is the if they tell us to put a watermark, what I do, I'll click on. I think it's design. I'll click on design. On design, I'll go right down and I'll see what watermark. I'll click on watermark. They can now tell you to now put a watermark called GCE 2022. So I'll begin it back. I'll click on design, watermark. They say put a watermark to be GCE 2022. I'll click on custom water. I'll click on custom watermark. When I'll click there now, I want but a text watermark. You're seeing right? I'll click but a text watermark. When I click on text watermark now, I'll now on this place called ASAP as soon as possible. What I do, I will type there GCE 2024. You see right? GCE 2024. They can tell you to change the font type to Times New Roman. So I'll click here. I'll put Times New. Select it, and then they can tell you to put the font size to maybe anything. You can select the font size, and then if I click on OK, are you seeing? You can only let me increase it so that you really see the color well. It has come out, but you cannot see the thing is white. Yes, I'll put on custom watermark, and then I can put the color now to red so that you'll be able to see well. Okay. Are you seeing GC 2000?
Yes.
But it's not still visible. Let me do it to be more visible. I can. That's the thing that they call watermark. Yellow is more visible than.
Okay.
You see right?
Yes.
This is what they call watermark. Let me now increase the size. I can increase the size to 120. See right? Perfect. This one is called watermark you see right is behind. 2000, this is 2000. Perfect. That's a watermark. Yes. They can tell you to increase the margin. If they tell you to do something with the margin, right? I'll click on layout, and then I'll click on what? Margin. They can tell you to make the margin to be 0.75, or they can tell you to put the margin to 0.5, or they can tell you to put the margin any of these numbers. If they tell you to put the margin to be maybe 0.75, right? I'll click it. The margin is the distance from here to here.
Yes, sir.
You actually see, right? That's what it's called, margin. And then they can still tell you to, let me see, to put that address at this corner. What I'm going to do is that I'll first of all create space, right, by pressing enter. Let it go right down. Then what I'm going to do now is that I'll click on insert, and I'll click on text box. Are you seeing text box?
Yes, sir.
I'll click on text box, and I'll click on this simple text box. I'll click on it. Now this is the simple text box. A text box now makes it possible for you to carry things at different positions with ease. You understand, right? For example, I can carry this box anywhere that I want it to be. Okay, I can carry it here. If I click here like this, I can click here. I will change the margin first. Layout, I will change the margin. The machine is giving me
She's tired.
machine. Okay, I can change the margin. I can put a narrow margin. If I put a narrow margin now, at least it has gone up a bit, right? I can now put this one right down. You see, so a text box makes it possible. You can carry it now to any place. Are you seeing?
Yes, sir.
You can put it. How do you carry it up and down? So first of all, let me display what is inside. I'll click here, and I'll click on backspace. It has deleted, right?
Yes.
I can now type what is inside. I'll put Mojali Brenda 2020. Mojali Brenda P dot O PO box. The next one is Old Town Limbe. The next one is Fako Division. And then now Fako Division. I can click on Southwest region. South region, and I'll click on 20th. Notice, see, if I want to type 20th, right, let that th be at the end. Automatically the computer, if I put th, if I press this long button now, automatically, okay, see, let me do it again. When you do it the first time, it automatically does it. 20th, and I'll press this space. Shit, man. It has to do it. You saw it did it the first time, right?
Yes, sir.
Just hold on. It has to do it automatically if I show you the manual way. If I put 20th, you'll see, right?
Yes, sir.
It automatically takes it up because automatically understand that it's a date. See, but if you have to put it the manual way, if you want to actually write your 20th, right? When you put your 20, you put your th, right? And then I'll highlight the th. I'll click on home, and then are you seeing this 2 to the power this x squared? X squared. If I click on x squared now, it will take it. If I want it to be down like a base now, I'll click on this one. It goes but down. If I want to be up, I push it up. You see, right? Yeah. So I want to put 20th, and then And then now I need to put June now. June 2015. Perfect. But now the spaces are too big, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to reduce it, right? I'll highlight everything inside and I'll click on home. And then paragraph, line spacing. I can put it to, I can even remove line spacing. If I remove it, it has removed. You see, right? Now, but now, are you seeing that this box is having a line there, but this box does not have to be there? I'll click on the box. When I click on the box now, under this thing, if I click on the box, right, are you seeing this shape format thing? When I don't click on the box, the shape formatting there.
Yes, sir.
If I click on the box, is the shape formatting there?
Yes, sir.
When I don't click, it's no more there. When I click on the box, the shape format is there. So if I want to remove that line, that square line around it, I'll click on shape formatting. And then I'll come here. I'll come to this place here. Yes, I can click on shape effect. Not shape effect. I'll click on theme color. Are you seeing theme colors? And I'll click on no outline. I don't want any outline, right? So I'll say no
Outline.
when I click on it. Are you seeing any outline there now?
No, sir.
The outline is there, but you cannot see it. So I can still carry it and put it at this corner now. Perfect. And now our work is now done.
Yes. So you can actually first of all tell our before you come and start the
Yes.
Sir, please. If there's no outline, how did you manage to shift to the?
Yeah, you just shift. When you click inside the box, right, the outline shows like that. You're seeing, right? You're still seeing it now.
Yes, sir.
You're fairly seeing, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but it's not really visible. It's just showing that you used by that thing. If you click outside now, it actually goes. You can now carry it. You put know the letterhead of Cameroon, right? Where they put peace, work, fatherland in French and in English. They put French here and they put English this way. One year it came that they should do it. So you will just put two text box, right? Two text boxes where you put one here, one text box, and then you type it in English here, and then you type it in French this way. And then they told you to put a logo inside here, like a logo, right? Logo is like what is on your uniform, right? What is on that sport wear? You see, right? And they said that, okay, let me just do something simple like that. Look up. If I right click here, I can click on copy, and then I can click on paste. You see, right? I've copied it and pasted it. It has duplicated, right? Let us just take, for example, that this is what is in English and this is what is in French. Now I'll insert another text box, and then I'll see what is inside. Inside this text box now, I'll need to put now but a logo. They will tell that the logo is on the desktop or inside your folder. So I'll click on insert, pictures, this device. I can use this very picture as my logo. Insert, inside. You see, right? It's inside. In a way that I want that when I carry it, it's perfect inside. And then now I can remove the outline. I'll click here, and then I'll put shape format, themes here, and I'll click on no outline. And then I can now carry it and put it in the middle. It's similar to this. You boys see this kind of thing, right? Where you see this side, and now the logo in the middle. That's how it is done.
Yes.
They can tell you to put a page number. How do you put a page number? I'll click on insert, and then I'll look. It's not there. Okay, it's there. I'll click on insert and I'll look at this port. I see page number. I'll click on it, and then I'll put. Do you want the number to be at this side, or in the middle, or at the corner? At the corner, right? I'll click this one. Pap. It is the page number there, and then I can close the header. That is it, page 1. If there's another page automatically, it will be page 2. Let me add another
Sir.
page. Let you see. I see page
I
2,
have to put the rising button.
page 2, page 3. See, page 2. Okay. If the one that is writing but under, I'll click on insert. Click on page number, and then I'll put now the bottom of the page. Instead of top, I'll put bottom, and then I'll click bottom. It will change now to the bottom. But even though that one on top is still there, I can now just delete it. I'll double click on top of the header and I'll delete. Perfect. It has deleted.
So where is the one on there? That's those are no big
This is here. You're seeing it now?
Yes.
Page number. They can tell you to put your background color. They can tell you to change the background color.
Yes, sir.
What if they tell you to make all the heading to be capital letters? I'll highlight all my heading and then I'll come here to home. Are you seeing this A? Are you seeing this other A that is smaller? This one, the arrow is pointing up, the arrow is pointing down, right?
Yes.
And then I'll click this big and small A. Are you seeing the big and small A? If I click there, I'll put upper case. It has automatically changed uppercase. If they tell me to make the heading to be red, for example, I'll highlight it all. Are you seeing now this
Yes.
font color? Put it to what? Red. Red.
Oh no.
You see? If the one that you change but the background color,
Yeah.
I'll not highlight anything. I'll click on layout, I think, or design. I'll click on design, right? Come now to these colors. I can select any. No. Sorry. On design, right? Design after watermark is background color. It's page color. You see?
Wow.
Change it.
I prefer the first one.
Oh.
It's a green
Yes.
Okay, so that's the background color. If they tell you to put a page border, it's still under design tab, and you see the page border. Page border now refers to this. This is page border here. So now this is what you need to know about. This is what you need to know about Microsoft Word. Everything is in front of you. You just need to locate it where it is, and then highlight what you want, where you want it to change, and then you implement it. It's going to implement. I hope that it is clear.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.